Welcome back, Mark. So we did a quick intro to the changes at Tintri since we did the last set of videos, but we want to really go into more depth in certain areas now. So the first one I'd like to talk about is the hardware changes, especially the introduction of all flash, which I think was around August time last year, in time for VMworld, wasn't it?
That's correct. Yeah. Okay, so yes, you're correct. We did introduce an all flash family back in the August timeframe last year, and most recently, so May this year, we introduced, we expanded the family. So there's actually 9 different flavors, if you will, now. So basically, it's 3 controller sizes. So in round numbers, the entry level all flash is about 90,000 IOPS, then mid range is about just over 120,000 IOPS, rising to 200,000 on the higher end of the all flash arrays. And within each of those controller sizes, you can choose the capacity. So there's 3 different capacity models, and it's possible to purchase, if you will, a half populated unit, and then you can scale up that by adding a disk pack to it when actually required. So that's what we introduced back in the May timeframe, and that's really the reason for introducing it, is to give our customers expanded choice. I mean, the file system, the VMware file system that we created from inception, was always designed to be a flash-based file system. So we always said when the economics stood up, we would actually introduce an all-flash family. It's clear that the market is moving pretty quickly to the all-flash data center. We're seeing a pretty fast evolution of SSDs in terms of a capacity perspective. So I mean, I think when we first started out at Tintri, when we started shipping products in 2011, we were using 160 gig drives. We're currently using 4 terabyte drives. The industry already has 8 terabyte, and very soon we'll see shipping probably in volume, we'll see 16 terabyte drives. So the industry's moved pretty quickly. I think it's recognized that many people, certainly cloud service providers, for example, they don't want to use traditional tiering architectures. They would rather use or have all flash as their preferred platform, and then use intelligent features from the vendor, such as Tintri, around quality of service, to be able to create different service tiers using software capabilities.
So how much capacity can you go for across those particular range of 9 platforms then?
So that's a great question. The entry level starts at 17 terabytes of effective capacity on the smallest device, but it scales all the way up to 308 terabytes on the largest model, the T5080 Model 92. So scaling from pretty reasonable size, but up to huge capacity, all in a single 2U appliance.
Sounds very good. What about any other changes to the way that the actual appliance works? I know in the previous hybrid units, it was around compression on the actual spinning disks, but it was deduplicated on the actual SSD array. What about the new all flash? Is there any difference in the way they operate?
So I mean, fundamentally, you're right what you're saying there. We always deduped and compressed into flash, and that was largely for performance reasons in the early days. And then what we did was, built into our VMware file system, was the ability to profile in real time the active working data set. So we did a really good job of ensuring that the active data was serviced from flash. And you'll appreciate that when you provision a virtual machine, the provision size might be A big, the written size will be some subset, because the active working data set could be tiny, and that really is the only data that ever really needed to live in flash, and we did a great job of that. But the key thing was we actually wrote our file system for flash. So when it came time, when economics stood up to make it viable to deliver an all flash product, which is obviously what we've now done, the reality is that deduping compression that worked on the flash partition in the hybrid flash now works across the whole unit. So you get the benefits of inline deduplication and compression on the all flash arrays. So we can deliver higher capacities, higher effective capacities, at a lower price point than the hybrid flash arrays can deliver.
That sounds great. Thank you very much, Mark.
Thank you.